Three-time Super Bowl champ Matt Chatham joining us here on Nesson as we talk about the big one in Foxborough. It's the Buccaneers and the Patriots. Tom Brady returns to the place that he made a lot of money and won a lot of championships. Matt, the line here, Tampa -7, the total 49. You've been team under since the preseason, 3-0. I imagine you're going back to the well.
You imagine correctly, Sammy. I'm team unders. I'll stick with that until it's wrong. I think this matchup is interesting in that the Bucs have been cruising along at a 34 and change points per game total thus far this season, but they did take the big step back with a roadie last week in LA. It's not as if the Patriots defense right now is necessarily performing at the level that the Rams defense does. No Stephon Gilmore, I think you're in a comparable neighborhood, but where they're at right now, I think is the advantage they have is the game plan at home thing. The game plan against a very, very knowledgeable coach as far as not beating Tom Brady, but pulling the brakes, right? Being able to sort of dictate style so this doesn't get out of hand. And in under talk, I think that's the best thing you can possibly ask for, that the style the Patriots will bring to the Bucs is something they've not yet had to face this year. They may be able to beat it, but I think we can pull that score well below 49.
And we might not see Rob Gronkowski. If he plays, he's nowhere near 100%. That's a red zone weapon for Brady. Plus, this isn't the Cowboys or the Rams. The Patriots are going to play this thing low and slow, so it plays into your under at 49. As for the people, Matt, that are already acting like the game is over, Brady big, Brady blowout, what's your counter to that?
Well, I'll tell you what I need. I have a to-do list of things that would have to happen. You need a healthy Trent Brown. I think that makes such a difference because being able to dictate game style by controlling the football, which I think this team is excellent at when they're full strength. But Isaiah Wynn pops up on the injury chart this week. So, and Trent Brown is back, but it's with that same calf that had him on and off the field and with the Raiders a year ago. So you give me a healthy Trent Brown and that line operating at full strength, they really have the makeup to sort of pull this into like a 23-20 Patriots win slugfest. But if Trent's sort of a partial healthy guy and playing, it makes life a little more difficult. As we mentioned, there's no Stephon Gilmore out there. But I think if you just go game plan perfect and you don't turn the football over, which has really been the bugaboo for the Patriots this year, a couple really ugly turnovers. If they can sort of exercise that demon for a week and then get them into the correct game style with a healthy and fully operating offensive line, yeah, I think anything could happen. But, I think obviously the Vegas is on the right side of this, presuming the Bucs are the favorite.
Let's wrap it up. We'll go prop shopping here. You have thrown Damian Harris off the shelf into the cart, the number 45.5 on the rushing yards.
I just think, again, if the Patriots, they're obviously going to try to win this thing, and I don't think you go in with a style match. I don't think you walk in and say, you know what, the answer here, Mac Jones, we're gonna let you go from 65 pass attempts and try to keep up with Tommy. I mean, just no one's going to do that, right? So I think the mode here is to pull it back the reins. It's still going to be run and play action. You still have to throw the ball from time to time, but you have to establish something. So I just think from an opportunity standpoint, especially with, unfortunately, the loss of James White, your carry share should go to Damian Harris. He should be effective. I think they really worked through the wrinkle problems they had a week ago in the run game. That's still a very competent area for them. Recommitment to that, and 45 just feels like a very doable thing. There's not a lot of props over here for the Pats this week that feel like certainties. I think that's the closest you can get.
He is Matt Chatham, and he loves the under. Thank you, sir.
My pleasure.